All right, what's happening? Working with De Bello Gallico, book 4, chapter 34. All right, we're starting off with an ablative absolute. And naturally, there's nothing going with, there's no wearies or militibus going with nostries. So, with our men, perturbatis, having been disturbed. Quibus rebus by these things. And the quibus rebus is all that business happening before, which is, they were in the fields, getting their reap on, and then they were surprise attacked. And by the novitate pugnae, by the newness or novelty of the fight, Caesar, and don't know why I need that extra in there, but whatever. And this is from Pharaoh Fere Tulilatus. Caesar brought aid tempore opportunissimo, at the most opportune time. And this is another one of those things, when things go right, it's because of Caesar. When things go wrong, it's, it couldn't be avoided. But also using third person, Caesar's trying to say, hey, this is very objective, when at the most opportune time, namque for, hostes constituere, the enemies, stopped, Eius had went to, and that's Caesar. At his arrival. Alright. Our men, Receperanse, recovered themselves from fear. All right, in this next section, we got a lot going on. We got an ablative absolute. So, with this having been done, all right, and then we've got a perfect opponent participle. And then odd plus NDs. And then you've got an infinitive here. Oopsie, now I better make this quick. You've got an infinitive here, so we've got some indirect statement happening with this having been done. All right, and then JC is implied. The arbitratus is modifying him. Having thought that the tempus, that the time was alienum, like foreign, improper, like cassendum hostem, and you can take this two ways. You can take it as a gerund or a gerundive. Improper for attacking the enemy, or in order to attack the enemy, and in order to engage in battle. You can go either way. And commentendum. And to engage in battle. He contained himself. Suoloko in his own location. And that just is meaning that he didn't go on the offensive. He didn't go chasing after him. And with a brief time having passed, Reduxit, he led the legiones, the legions, and then the ray on Reduxit is going to be the back in Castra into the camp. Doom Hike Garentor, we've seen this before a while. These things are happening, or are being done, are being carried on. Oh, heaven forbid. With all our men having been occupates, having been occupied, these are the Barbary or the Britons, and it's weird to call them foreigners because they're actually on their home land. So really the Romans are foreigners, but they kind of think they own everything, so whatever. Alright, the rest. And the Qui, its antecedent is the Reliqui Barbari or the Reliqui Brittonate, whatever. Alright, the rest who were in the fields left. Alright, now our nominative is here, our verb is here, our accusative of time is here. And Sekutai is deponent coming from Sekwar. Alright, so storms. Alright, Sekutai Sunt followed. Alright. And then accusative of time for many. Continuous or consecutive days. Which, whoa, at some point, JC, at some point, which contained, we've got an at which both contained our men in the camp and prohibited the enemy from an attack. Interim, meanwhile, the Barbary, the Britons, or the foreigners, the barbarians, Demicet sent Nuntios messengers in omnes partes, into all parts. And praedicare and messaged or proclaimed. Oi. Alright, and proclaimed. Oh, he's even now doing this with the Barbaries. Populis. And proclaimed to their own people. The paucitatem, the paucity or the fewness of nostrum militum, of our soldiers. Hey, big deal. He put the word with the form of noster, so props to him. He made it happen this time. All right, let's see if we can knock this out with the remaining time on the Apple Pencil. And our verb, oh, it's all the way down here. And they pointed out quanta, is actually going with facultas, which is feminine nominative, singular, its third declension, and pointed out how great a facultas, an opportunity, durator, was given and that's going to be some indirect question business. That's why that's subjunctive. How great an opportunity was given. And then the faciendi and the liberandi. Alright, you can take those as future passive participles of. Alright, and I'm gonna, literally it's of prida, of loot about to be made, but we would translate it of making loot, and liberandi, and of freeing themselves, or of themselves or their own people about to be freed, of freeing themselves in perpetuum, forever. See, if they expulsent, they had expelled. The Romans from camp. All right, so there's the goal. All right, can we make it on this 5%? And if you know, we got a nice little ablative absolute. So with a magna multitudine, with a great multitude. Multitude. My spelling, not on point today. Multitude of peditatis, of foot people, of infantry, and horse people, and of equitatus, of cavalry. Having been coacta, having been gathered, celeriter, quickly. Alright, his rabies for these things. Date of a purpose. And these things is, all right, it's up there, you know, trying to free themselves, trying to get rid of the Romans, trying to get a bunch of loot from the Roman. All right, they came. To the camp. All right, so it looks like we're going to have one final showdown. You know, you've just got, you know, with the AP syllabus, 435 left, and then one sentence of 436. All right, hopefully we got ourselves a little showdown happening, and we'll take care of that. Made it with the Apple Pencil, so good news there. Quite a bit going on here, but we're going to finish this one up soon in the next one. If you have any questions, let me know.